bit windy.
In 1,000 feet, keep right
I thought the
onto
directions would be
Oregon
to
212.
Portland, not to Oregon City. Yeah, so we have multiple sources of navigation, as I'm sure you can hear one of them, which is the
Keep
Jeep.
right.
The Jeep lady, who is very. I don't think this is correct. I don't know why she's having us go this way.
Drive 11 miles.
It's taking us to the wrong Portland.
Yeah, I wasn't sure she was going to the correct Portland, actually, when I put the route in there.
How can it go to the wrong Portland?
Yeah,
Just,
I don't.
I'm so confused.
This is why we don't like her. How'd we do?
We did good.
We have a spot?
We have a spot.
All right.
181, all the way at the end.
Jillian has some Crater Lake National Park wisdom for us.
Yes. There is no inlet or outlet to Crater Lake. All of the water that is in the lake is from past snowfalls and rainfalls. There weren't any fish in it until the 1940s when it was stocked with salmon and trout. So those are the only two fish species in the lake.
It was stocked on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So today we had to take care of a slight tire issue. I don't know if this happened while we've been traveling or if it happened before to the previous owner of the trailer, but as you can see, the threads on the tire, look something like this, and pay close attention to this column of threads. As you get here, you can see they've been sort of compressed in this direction, and you can actually also notice that the tire threads are no longer straight in that direction either. Actually, now that I look at it, the threads on this side are also affected by this. I wonder if this was actually a defect with the tire and it's been like this all along, or if it happened during our travels. So anyway, this was a good opportunity to test out our ability to change the tire and to see if our spare is good. And the good news is that it does look pretty good. It's actually a brand new tire. Still has all of the markings on it of a new tire, and it also was clean and looked like it had almost never been used, if ever at all. So I tried out a different method than what's usually recommended. I've seen videos that recommend putting a leveler underneath the other tire that doesn't need to be changed, driving onto it to raise the trailer using one side, which should free up and loosen the other side. But since we're all set up here at our campsite, I didn't really want to have to completely undo everything and hook up the trailer to the tow vehicle and all of that. So instead, I managed to use the Jeep's jack that it comes with, this guy here, just a regular scissor jack, and I was able to get it on the suspension effectively, which lets me raise this wheel without really moving the trailer up very much at all, just enough to get it loose. So got the wheel off the ground, was able to get the old wheel and tire off, put the new one, or the spare tire rather, on, and we should be good to go. Our trailer is a 2015, and I've heard it recommended to change trailer tires at a 5-year interval, regardless of the number of miles. And when we got started in 2020, it was about 5 years old, but the tire thread just looked just perfectly fine on them. No sign of rot or dryness or anything. So I decided to just go ahead with the tires that we have, but I've kept an eye on the threads and see how they do, and they still, they look okay. But since I have this one tire that has had this happen to it, and I've checked the other ones, and I don't see similar kind of wear or damage to the threads. Yeah, so I guess this is a lesson in inspecting your tires beyond just looking at the thread wear in one particular point, and just take a look at the thread all around the tire, and maybe make the call to get them replaced or to put on the spare in situations that something like this is present on your tire. Still trying to figure out how this happened. I would love to know. I guess I'll try to Google it and look around. The only reason that I noticed is because I happened to be looking at it, and that thread pattern was on the top side of the tire while I was using our outdoor kitchen, which I just moved out of the way to change tires. So anyway, it's so strange. I'll have to do some research. Maybe someone who watches the video knows what causes this, but I'll have to do some research, and if I find out, I'll post an update. Anyway, we did go hiking today. We'll have to tell that story another time. It's, I think, now time to make some dinner. And, okay, I'm going to put the tire away and clean up after myself. and wash my hands, and then we will make some dinner. So what hike are we doing today?
Mount Scott, which is the highest point in the Crater Lake National Park. The elevation at the top will be 8,929 feet, which is the highest that we've ever been. I think by far. I think by almost 1,000 feet.
Pretty cool. It's what, 4.5 miles round trip?
Yep, 4.5 miles round trip.
Not too bad.
1,200 feet elevation gain, so not bad.
Do they have like a rating for it? How does...
Strenuous.
Oh, strenuous. Okay.
But so was Cleetwood Cove the other day. That was also strenuous.
Yeah, that was questionably strenuous. It's very interesting the way that the difficulty ratings vary by like region, or vary by national park or hiking
Publisher.
area.
I think it depends by publisher.
Yeah,
so
sure.
what I've noticed is that if something is published by the National Forest or National Park, the rating is
it's like held back a little bit.
held back a little.
Okay. That's the problem that causes people to underestimate the difficulty of mountains.
That's true.
So the example, and there's others, but one example we can use from personal experience is the White Mountains. We keep referring to them. But there's a lot of rescues and a lot of problems every year with folks underestimating the White Mountains. And I think if you look at the ratings for the White Mountains, it also says strenuous. But if you compare a strenuous White Mountain hike with the strenuous climb down to the lake that we did the other day, it's not even in the same No, it's not even in the same category. It's not even in the same realm of strenuous, right? Like a strenuous hike in the White Mountains, depending on conditions, you could die. A strenuous, that hike being considered strenuous is just sort of like, I mean, yeah, you kind of like breathe a little heavier as you hike 1,000 feet back up over the span of 2 miles or whatever it was.
Oh, it was 1 mile.
1 mile. But it's anyway. So my little grinding gears there, where it's a little bit unfortunate that it's not an absolute scale. It's not, strenuous at Crater, it's strenuous in the Whites and strenuous in the North Cascades. It doesn't all mean the same thing. And
by long shot.
We've somewhat struggled with that as we've tried to find hikes for ourselves. So anyway, as we were saying, we'll catch up with you guys at the trailhead and let you know how it's going. So we're just getting started. The trail looked reasonable according to the trailhead map. Nice and gradual to the summit. But we've been warned by a hiker coming down that it is cold and windy up there. So hopefully we packed enough clothing. Jillian definitely did. I got her buff. We've got some windbreakers in our backpacks. I opted for shorts though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so far so good.
Yep. We've done 1.1 miles and 571 feet. So we're almost halfway in our elevation gain. A little bit less than halfway of our distance. So
that means it's not as steep going forward.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yep.
We've had to slow down our pace a little bit to try and stave off sweating, since we've been repeatedly told now by hikers coming down that it's quite windy up there.
And cold.
And cold as a result. So I'm going to try and get to the ridge without sweating too much. But we've had wonderful views on the whole way up. And I don't know if you can hear the wind, but it is a bit windy.
Oh, thanks.
So we are at, I think, what, 8,600 feet, roughly?
We've done 1,000 feet, so
8,700
yeah, 8.
or so?
Obviously, my brain is not working.
No, I was just about to say, oxygen is getting a bit more challenging now.
I can't do math.
Might have to slow down a bit. But the views are still pretty good. Well, I guess they get better as we keep going.
They do seem to get better, yeah.
It's just a bit windy. We find a wind shelter just behind these rocks.
As you can see, we had to add a layer or two
Yeah.
when we got up here because the wind is so strong and so cold.
But that is our destination. Just about there. Wonderful views all around. All right, we get a summit selfie.
Yay! When you get a gust, you have to like move your poles over
Yeah.
to like brace against the
Yeah.
wind. It's so insane. It's gotta be 30-mile-an-hour gusts.
Oh, at least,
30,
yeah.
35,
Yeah, definitely.
something like that.
It's pretty cool.
It's a lot.
All right, let's get off the ridge before the clouds catch up to
I
us.
think that's a good idea. So that's where we just were. And the clouds are rolling in. No, but they obstruct the view a little bit. It's very cool.